Hello everyone, it's Carrie here from the Female Entrepreneur Association and welcome to another weekly dose of inspiration to build a successful business. So, none of us can escape writing. We all have to do it, especially considering we live in an online world where we have to be posting out messages all of the time. But maybe you've got inside of your own head and you're always telling yourself you are no good at writing and so you put off doing it. So stick around and watch this video because we are joined by the lovely Nikki Elledge-Brown, the founder of A Course About Copy, and she's going to be sharing 4 really simple tricks on how you can become an amazing writer for your business. So Nikki, thank you so much for joining us.
Yay, glad to be here.
Actually, it's more like welcome back because we did a video a few months ago which was amazing. If any of you haven't checked it out, definitely watch it. Nikki shared 3 ways to attract your dream clients and it was amazing. So thanks for that. But today we are talking about something slightly different. We are talking all about writing from a bigger perspective because we all do have to do it, especially as we live in this online world where we have to post out, whether it's social media, whether it's blogging, whether it's on our website. Yeah, I do think it's something that a lot of us freak out about and really get in our heads about. And then, you know, if you're coming to write a sales page or you're coming to write an email series and you're like, you put your pen to paper and you start thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And you just freak out in your head thinking, I can't write this. And you just put it off. It happens to so many people, doesn't it?
Yes, it's really normal. And I realized it when I went through the first, I did a live round of A Course About Copy, and everybody was so excited and really enthusiastic in the first week. And then second week, it was like, oh, it was like we needed a group therapy session because the overwhelm and the resistance and the writer's block and all that just came along. So that's why I decided I needed to address the mindset stuff and just give some simple tricks to dealing with it, because you can have all the tips, tools, strategies, recipes, outlines, whatever, but if you can't just make yourself write, it doesn't even matter. You know?
So true. So what are the 4 simple things that you have to share with us all today on how we can all be better writers?
Yes. So the first thing is to choose your words wisely. Meaning, and I know you believe this too because we've talked about it and you talk about mindset all the time on your site and in your videos. Thoughts become things. So if you're always telling yourself, I'm not a good writer, I hate writing, oh my gosh, it takes me so long, then that's what's going to happen. So I'm not saying to be crazy and say anything you don't actually believe, but just choose something simple to tell yourself, like, I'm actually pretty good at writing, or I'm getting better at writing every day, or I do it more quickly every day. Just find some kind of positive way to flip the script and tell yourself something that kind of gives you a little oomph and confidence as you're doing it. Again, it has to be something you actually believe or else it's just, waste of digital or mental breath. But just start talking about yourself in a way that's like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I'm getting better. Because the more you do it, the better you really will get. So it's true. The second thing is to outsmart writer's block, because it's really easy to literally just sit there and be like, oh, writer's block. I mean, of all the blocks, writer's block is the most talked about, most familiar, most leaned upon for excuses. And so kind of like when you're working out, if you actually put on your tennis shoes, you don't want to go to the gym, but if you get dressed, you're a lot more likely to go. And so I recommend, and I know there's the Pomodoro technique is the official term for this, but it's literally just set a timer. So shut down all distractions, shut down social media and email, either with a pen and a notebook or with your Word document or Google Doc. Just sit there, set the timer, and write. 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, and know that at the end of the timer, if you want to take a break, you can take a break, or maybe you'll want to keep writing. And usually when people do this, then they do keep writing, because you'll be surprised at how inspiration just comes to meet you where you are because you just showed up to do the work, like Steven Pressfield says in The War of Art. So the other thing to note there is that it may be a charming, as I like to call it, draft. It may not be your best work, but it's something, and there's a lot of power and momentum in the forward motion and the progress. So do what you can to outsmart writer's block. The third thing, and this is really personal to me, is move past perfectionism, because I have avoided the word perfectionist forever, but then the How to Fascinate test actually diagnosed, yes, you are a perfectionist. Now they changed the name to scholar. But it rings home for me because I don't like the term, because it is kind of a lame excuse. Nobody's perfect, so it's like, who do you think you are that this page, this post has to be perfect before you can share it with the world? So it's like you need a little friendly e-slap in the face. Get over yourself. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be shared. That's a mantra that I tell myself a lot. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be shared. And also I like to say that really, really good is good enough. Mm-hmm. So not good is good enough. That doesn't do for me, but really, really good, yeah, it is good enough. So if it's 95% good, then that extra 5% helps people like you because it makes you human. Every now and then you are going to have a typo, or maybe you missed a word, or maybe who knows what, but it's okay. And you have to be okay with that, because if you really believe in the value that you're sharing, it's selfish of you not to share it, even if it is 90 or 85, whatever your really, really good is. You've got to figure that out so you can move past perfectionism.
Yeah.
And then the last mindset piece is seeking useful feedback, because it's easy to get stuck when you're thinking about writing, that it's just like, I'm writing and I'm putting it out, and I'm writing and I'm putting it out. But there's a loop. Communication is a process, and there's somebody on the other side of the screen who's reading it. And so when you're looking for feedback on your writing to make sure that your message actually made sense or landed, and that's something I'm always asking is, does that make sense? Did that make sense? That's like my number one filter for everything. You've got to know what you're looking for, and you've got to help people. You've got to set people up to provide useful feedback. So 3 ways to do that. Number 1, be specific. So instead of sharing the page and being like, what do you think? Would you buy it? Like, that's not helpful. People don't know what to say to that, and they're not going to answer because it's not specific. So say, does this part sound cheesy? Would you know how to sign up if you read this part, or whatever? So give people a hand when you're trying to ask for feedback, and let them know what specifically you're wondering about. Number 2, provide context so they know exactly who you're trying to reach, because they may not be your target audience. So at least kind of describe who you're looking for or what you're trying to do so they can put on that hat when they're offering feedback. And number 3, return the favor. If you're in a group and you're always asking for feedback but you're never pitching in and offering it, then you're a taker. And it's really good to give more than you take. So that's the other thing, is just to remember that it is a process. There are other people, and it really is valuable. You could ask one person, and a second set of eyes, as long as they're attached to a brain that knows what she's looking for, is really, really valuable. So all of those things considered, choose your words wisely, be nice to yourself, give yourself a little more credit. You don't have to put a wall between you and writing. Outsmart writer's block, like sit down, make yourself do it, move past perfectionism, get over yourself, and know that really, really good is good enough. And then be open to feedback, but help people provide it. And then when you've got all of those tools in your toolbox, you can actually get something done, which is good.
I love those tips. And as you're going through, I was thinking of so many things to say. And then I was like, every tip I wanted to say something. And now there's just too many, and I can't think of all the things I wanted to say. But those last points in particular are so good about what you said about feedback, about making it really specific. That's something that all of us need to be doing. But we so often forget. We're like, hey, can you go and check out this page? What do you think of it? And then you're right. It's like really hard. What do you say? But when you are specific, it makes such a difference. I think even that one little tip that people can take away from this video, it's absolutely so powerful to get that feedback that could make the difference between knowing whether or not people actually know how to sign up for something. So amazing, as always, amazing tips. So thank you so much for sharing those with us all.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
And everyone, you should go and check out all of Nikki's stuff you can check out her course, acoursebouttcopy.com, which is absolutely amazing. And you can also check her website out, nikkieelledgebrown.com. I will leave all the links below this video so that you can go and check her out, because she is amazing. You are doing so many amazing things at the moment, and you're really causing a stir, especially in the copywriting world. People are loving all of the stuff you're doing, including myself, because it's wonderful. Thanks, and words are so important when it comes to business, because it's all about sharing our message, isn't it, and communicating. And if we don't know how to get that kind of those emotions and those feelings and all of that stuff we really want to say that's in our heads out into paper or out into the digital words, then we can't have the impact that we want to have. So it's so important. So thank you so much for that. And for all of you, I am going to challenge you to go through Nikki's tips and put them into action. So even if it's just the last one, even if you're part of a Facebook group or anything like that, or you've got a bunch of business best friends that you can like ask, can you give me feedback on this? And then be specific on it, be specific about it. I think it'll be really, really helpful. And leave a comment and let us know which one of the tips was your favourite. And I'll see you next week for another dose of inspiration. Oh, we did it. I said your name right, and I thought I said it wrong then. because the lovely and wonderful Nikki Elledge-Brown is here. Oh God, sorry. Because the lovely and wonderful Nikki Elledge-Brown is here, who is the founder of A Course About Copy, and she is going to be sharing 4 amazing tricks for how to
start writing today, or like how to shift your mindset about writing. I don't know what's the coolest way to say it, you know, because it's kind of like shift your mindset about writing is very feature and not benefit. But it's like maybe start writing today or get more out of your writing time. I don't know a cool way to say it.
And she's going to be sharing 4 tricks on...
4 simple tricks to write, to enjoy writing. 4
to
simple
become an
tricks.
amazing writer for your business.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the 4. Okay. So stick around today. So stick around and watch this. Oh God. So stick around and watch. Oh dear. Hopefully this is going to cut fine. Yeah. So stick around and watch today's episode because we are joined by the lovely Nikij. Nikij? Oh God.
I can't do it.
Oh, dear me.
So just listen to the video, okay? Okay, hang on. Let me take this opportunity to fix the lovely Nikij hair. Okay, all right.